Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, I want to say happy Pride Month. June is the month of love and pride. LGBTQ+ and allies unite and we all come together to spread the message of love and positivity around the world. And that is one of the big driving factors for why I have ordered the collection that I ordered to review and use in this particular video. So having said all of that, when Morphe decided to release this collection here, I was so excited to get my hands on it. Number one, from everything that I've read, they have said they are donating 100% of the proceeds of every palette and brush set purchased to the Trevor Project, which is a suicide prevention hotline for the LGBTQ+ community. And so if you haven't already purchased this, please go out and do so, whether you like Morphe or not. Gift this to somebody if you don't think you're gonna use it, but I think it is such a great cause to support. If you don't want to purchase any of these products, then feel free to go ahead and donate directly to the Trevor Project. I will make sure to link every possible link that needs to be linked in the description box below. And now I am so excited to be diving into this collection. This brush kit here is just so cute. This did come in a plastic sleeve. I love the hard case. It is beautiful. It is a rainbow, and when you are ready, you crack it open and you see all of your brushes sitting in here beautifully. If you want to pop your brushes out, you simply pull this out and then you can take out each accompanying brush. I quickly had to pop onto Morphe's website to check to see what these brushes are made of, and it does say most of these are made of natural hair, but there are some synthetic bristles in here as well. I think this collection was very reasonably priced. The brush set was 32 Canadian dollars and the eyeshadow palette was 26 Canadian dollars. And like I said before, 100% of the proceeds are getting donated to the Trevor Project. And now for me, the crown jewel is the eyeshadow palette. Oh, I'm so happy to be in possession of this. The carton that it comes in is adorable. It's got rainbow colors everywhere, and even the packaging, I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but it is holographic. So the white around the big Morphe M is holographic. It is so pretty. Inside of this box did come this little piece of bubble wrap in which the palette sat in. As soon as you take it out, you then have your gorgeous palette. It is a cardboard palette that when you crack open, it's got a protective layer, one gigantic mirror that you can use, and then all of these gorgeous eyeshadow colors. The palette does contain a mixture of pressed eyeshadows as well as pressed pigments, so that's something to note. Culture, pride, love wins, sunlight, heart, sexuality, truth, life, SF, and nature are all pressed pigments. And then for the eyeshadows, you have activism, peace, harmony, 1978, Stonewall, healing, rise up, liberation, Gilbert, make magic, art, parade, thrive, milk, and New York City. Looking at the ingredients, this formula does seem to be mica based. I am noticing that there is titanium dioxide, iron oxides. I think I saw Red Lake 40 in here as well. And I forgot to mention ultramarines are also included in the formula. And all of those ingredients are known to be irritating to the eyes. So if you do have sensitive eyes, please make sure you do a patch test to make sure you're not going to have any issues with these eyeshadows. The other ingredient that I am going to make you aware of is carmine that is included in here. So that is made of crushed beetles for anyone who is wondering. So of course this is not a vegan palette. It is made in the People's Republic of China and it does have a shelf life of 12 months. Now that you have all of the information about the palette and the brushes, I am so excited to finally dig into these colors. I want to play with as many colors as possible, but I'm also not sure how to put all of these colors together. But my eye is definitely being drawn towards these colors over here right now. So I think I'm going to be doing maybe a purpley, possibly gold halo eye with maybe a pop of bright color in the lower lash line. I think that's gonna make me feel pretty good about myself. Without any further ado, let me zoom you in and let's get this look started. I did pop off camera really briefly to do my eyebrows as well as lay down a little bit of concealer for my primer. I think I'm gonna start off with the color over here called Love Hurts. It's this really nice sort of pinky purple color, and I'm initially gonna use this brush here. This is the M513. I'm gonna go in there, tap my brush in slightly. There is almost no kick up in the pan. I am going to tap off some of that excess, and I'm just gonna put that in my natural crease and slightly higher. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and continue building this. Next, I'm gonna go into this color over here called Heart, and that is a slightly more salmon toned pink. And I want to put that one, I think I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna put that just above where I laid down Love Wins, and I'm gonna use that color to blend out any harsh edges. And I also want that gradient effect. In order to add some more dimension in my crease, I think I'm gonna go into this color down here called Truth. It is a deep purple, and I think I'm gonna use this brush here. This one is, where's the number? An M507, so it's another crease but precise blending brush. And I'm gonna place this color right in my crease. I'm just gonna go back into Love Wins to re-intensify that and kind of blend it in with that purple color. And now I'm gonna cut my crease and do something that I wasn't prepared to do initially. I'm gonna take the same concealer that I used to prime my eyes. Now that I have the concealer down, I'm gonna go into this color down here called Peace. And I'm gonna start doing a halo eye. I am going to, whoa, do you guys see this? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna pat that. Oh my God, it's so bright. It is so bright. Oh my gosh. And I don't have to work hard at building this color up. It is doing it on its own. And now I'm gonna go into this gold color down here called Healing. It is really, really pretty. I'm actually gonna use my finger to apply that, and ooh, it looks shiny. Ooh, we're gonna get that right in the lid. Just gently pat it on to get a little bit of the pigment there, and then I'm gonna use a brush to apply the rest. I'm finding this gold color or Healing to be a little on the crumbly side. There is definitely fallout coming down onto my cheeks. Hopefully you guys can see what the color looks like in the pan. It feels like it's just kind of glazed over, and it's really tough to get pigment out of it, especially if I'm using a brush. It's starting to crumble, so I'm thinking it might be best to apply this with your finger instead of a brush, but maybe if you just scrape off one layer of it, it'll be fine underneath. And on top of that color, because I want to add an extra bit of pizzazz, I'm going to use the color Stonewall. So it's another gold color, but it looks to be more of a top coat than it does an actual like big pigment, although I don't know, there's lots of color that just came out of my fingers, so I might have to rethink this. Just gonna gently tap a little bit on top of everywhere I put that gold down. Kind of mutes it a little bit. It's not a bad look. I don't mind it. I'm gonna keep it because it does add a nice metallic hue. I'm going to finesse some of these edges and just re-intensify the blue a little bit. So that's what we have going on so far. I am gonna go off camera to finish my other eye as well as put a little bit of foundation on, and then I'm gonna be right back to do the lower lash line. As you can see, the rest of my face is now pretty much on. All we have to worry about is the lower lash line, and for that, I think I'm gonna start off with the color Parade, which is this beautiful teal color. I'm gonna take that color on this M158 brush. It's supposed to be, I think, an eyebrow brush, but I'm just gonna use it for my lower lash line because I like applicators just like this to get real close to the lash line. So I'm just going to very carefully jot that on my lower lash line. And to blend the color out, I'm gonna go into this lighter teal color over here called Art. And for the blending, I'm gonna use this other Morphe brush. It's the M431. This brush does feel a little bit scratchy on my lower lash line, so I wouldn't recommend going in there really hard with it. I bet you that's also what's causing some of the kick up in the palette. For the inner corner, I do want to go in with this white matte color over here called Milk. Milk doesn't seem to be too pigmented. I am really trying to build it up. Instead, I'm gonna go into this color up here. It is a frosty color called Liberation. And that's the one I'm gonna take on the same brush and put into my inner corner. I am going back into that color. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm really swirling my brush around in there, hoping I can get enough pigment. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that looks like a nice mermaid color. It's a very nice duochrome. It looks white in the pan, but in the right light, it's got sort of blue and green reflex in it. They look like unicorn tears. And I'm gonna use that same color to accentuate my brow bone. I'm gonna quickly add a pink lipstick and I'm gonna be right back. And this is the final look, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy with how this turned out. I feel fantastic, I feel bold, I feel alive in this look, and also very, very proud. I do have some thoughts on this palette that I would like to share with you after my first impression. I think the matte colors in this eyeshadow palette go on beautifully. They are very pigmented, they blend out easily. I had no issues with them. I think the shimmer metallics were wonderful. This blue down here called Peace really, really surprised me at how pigmented it went on my lid. I mean, you guys saw how shocked I was. The disappointment of this palette though is this color over here. It's the gold color that I use on the center part of my eye called Healing. It is so crumbly. I think it is a little bit difficult to use. Probably best not to use a finger to apply. I would just stick with a brush and work on building it up. I don't know why it's as crumbly as it is or why it's given me as many problems as it has, but unfortunately that is the cold hard truth, at least in my experience. As you guys saw, I tried to use Milk for my inner corner highlight and I wasn't able to get too much pigment off of it, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I kind of expected more of a stark white, very similar to the pigmentation that I get from Sales from the Riviera palette by Anastasia. That color, boom, goes on really, really bold. This one, not so much. And I think the hidden gem in this palette, once you actually get pigment on your brush, is this color over here called Liberation. It is such a beautiful multi-chromed shade. It looks like unicorn tears right now in my inner corner and on my brow bone. I absolutely love it. I do think this is such a great palette to have. It's a really good one to work with to create lots of bright colors and show off your pride. As for the brushes, I did use 4 out of the 7 and they were pretty good. They perform just like regular Morphe brushes. I do like that the handles are a little bit shorter on these. I'm always a fan of a shorter handle, and I like how soft the bristles are, except for this one here. This is the M431. I found these bristles to be a little bit too rough, especially for the delicate skin underneath your eye. So when I was blending out my lower lash line, this one was very, very scratchy. It could perform a lot better if you're using it all over your lid or to do some crease blending, but not for your lower lash line. Aside from that, I thought all of these brushes were great. And that's gonna do it for this first impressions. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You can also keep up with me outside of YouTube by following me on all of my social media, which I'll link for you down below. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having a fantabulous day, no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!